bought this door or no?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, how you doing? My name's Mike. Robert. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Is there a room? Is there a room that we can? Room 8? Okay. Thank you. Crap. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. She's gonna see if there's an empty space that you and I can talk. Yeah. Did you have a rough weekend, or was it before that?
I've had a rough life.
You've had a rough life, yeah.
You can use it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All the way at the end, you
Yeah,
said?
all the way to the end on your left, the last one.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Sean. Yeah, wherever you want to sit, that's fine. You need to plug in your phone, is that what it is? There's a plug in there.
I'm filthy hobo, so, yeah.
Yeah, I was homeless for about 5 years.
I've been homeless since I turned 18, except
Yeah.
for a couple of short visits. You ever been to prison? I probably shouldn't ask that. I have.
No, I've never been to prison, but I've been to 3 different county jails and spent quite a bit of time in there.
Alright, the issue I'm having is that cops didn't do their jobs for friend Natalie was shot in the head
Oh, when was that?
on December 28th, 29th of 2017.
And that was the Tillamook police?
No,
Oh,
no, but people don't understand the power of rumors.
right.
I've got a lot of evidence, but I don't have the ability to process it or place to process it.
I see.
I've always tried to get a room at any of these places when crimes have been committed against me. I'm here in Tillamook flame abuse. I know that there's supposed to be a laws committed or the laws broken against me are federal. People worked across multiple jurisdictions. I know that if I speak without showing evidence or without an advocate present, I get talked over, lied to. I've recorded every law enforcement agency here. And here at Tillamook Family Counseling Center even too.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, that woman that you mentioned that was shot, what, was she your, I'm sorry, did you say she was your sister?
No, she was my best friend.
Best
Her name
friend.
was Natalie Bollinger. I did have a couple of places where I was in the homeless thing.
Yes.
I've been autistic my whole life, but I also saw how autistic people got treated, so me and my dad decided not to get that diagnosis, just not go back to that guy again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad knew, so he treated me like I was Rain Man, like I was magic with numbers. Not all autistic people are the same. The noise, it shuts me down, and so I can't think very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something I can turn off.
Right.
So none of these places are trained in how to, well, they're all trained in how to deal with autistic folks. They're just breaking the law.
Right. What would you like, Tillamook Family Counseling to, help you with? Were you interested in seeing, a therapist or,
I was interested in being heard because I need to turn in crimes that have been committed against me. I've been to every mandated reporter. They throw me around for a loop and then they take money. Tillamook Family Counseling Center has had me come back multiple times. They haven't even attempted to see me or do anything about the abuse, and it's been ongoing ever since Natalie got shot in the head. I've been getting spoken by a lot of people because, well, it was all over the news. That's why I'd like to be able to, hopefully when my phone's charged up, I'll be able to show you some of that. The problem is that I can't defend myself against it. The hatred against men, the hatred against the homeless,
right?
the hatred against the disabled.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like, you may need a lawyer.
I
Am I,
can't get a lawyer because of all the abuse against me. It's deprived me of all of my money. That's the thing, is that,
right,
yeah, I'm aware I need a lawyer. I'm an at-risk adult though, so I can't get a lawyer. They won't allow me a lawyer.
right,
Not without an advocate, not without a friend or family member. So instead of helping me, all of these places I call and try to turn in the crimes against me, they commit felonies against me. When crimes are committed against an at-risk adult, the at-risk adult doesn't need a lawyer. They need people to do their jobs. I shouldn't have to go spend 6 months running around like a chicken with my head cut off to turn in a crime that happened 6 months ago, when a whole bunch of crimes have happened in between then and now, and I'm blown off everywhere. I'm completely disrespected.
mm-hmm.
What I need is a place where I can sit down with my evidence and not have to be afraid I gotta go out on the street to be victimized by homeless people. I'll be victimized by the public. I'm overwhelmed. Instead of putting me in a sensory overload, I should have been allowed a safe place to work on my things instead of having everything stolen from me. Now I'm gonna speak in generalizations until I'm able to calm down from questions. I've been running around all morning, all day yesterday, all night last night. I mean, I literally need help. And I'm spending all of my resources running around for help that doesn't exist. All of these people are lying to me. It is someone's job to help me. I can't function because of the abuse.
Right. Do you mind me asking what, did you get some stuff stolen recently?
Yes, always. It's the problem is that
What did you have stolen from you?
all of my rights.
Oh, okay.
I get stuff stolen all the time. It's just nothing worth mentioning. It's the monetary issues of people taking advantage of me, having to pay people to actually care, and then they don't. I spent over $40,000 in just the last couple of years trying to pay people to help who are supposed to help to begin with, and just run me around in circles. It's not okay. I went to a lot of departments before Natalie was killed. None of them would help me, and I didn't have any help, any friends or family. They all talk over me and tell me what to think and what to feel.
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's not cool. Not only that, the way that they did it's illegal. My little sister ripped me off for about $1,800, over $2,000 if you count the drone her, I guess he was boyfriend took. Everybody that I had to stay with after Natalie was killed was either on drugs or drunk. And I can prove that in their own words and the words of other people who were there.
Where was she killed at?
Natalie Bollinger was killed at McIntosh area outside of Thornton, Colorado.
Okay. Is that where you used to live?
No. The thing that none of these folks are doing is that none of them are taking it seriously because none of them are looking at any of the evidence.
Is it a cold case or something now?
No, they found the guy that killed her, but
Oh,
the problem is the abuse towards me started over a year before she died, and no law enforcement would do anything except break my things. I had to make every call alone because I've never had friends or family. I exist for them to take advantage of, and that's it. So there's a lot of people that, albeit they have their own personal issues, I've got my own personal issues too, and these people are witnesses to crimes committed against me, or witnesses to the fact that the police lied about multiple situations. The thing is, I'm not a stalker, I'm not a rapist, I'm not a murderer.
Yeah.
But people wouldn't look at any of the things that people were doing to me. The stalking. You know, I was sexually assaulted in the prison. That's what happens when you tell on cops. That's what you tell on places. You tell on places like tfcc too much, they'll get a bully up at the front and they'll try to threaten you with the cops. I'm tired of taking abuse every day. That includes financial abuse. I can't take care of myself and people victimize me because I exist.
Right.
That's not okay. I've got evidence of all of that. I've also got evidence that I'm a big jerk now. I don't have anything nice to say about tfcc after what I've been put through for the last 6 months.
Yeah, I used to work in Multnomah County up until I just started here in February. So I really don't know the politics or anything here, but I worked in Multnomah County for 5 years. And, there's a, there's a lot going on in that county, a lot. And I see people get victimized, by the system. And, so.
That's tfcc said I have an appointment. We go ahead.
Oh, is that with Kylie?
Sure.
This is what, I think they told me to give this to you, but Kylie has a little bit more education than I do. I'm what's called a QMHA, a Qualified Mental Health Associate. I don't have a degree, I'm not a master's or anything like that. I'm just,
Sir, I've already had multiple assessments. I've already got the paperwork in my car. This prevents me from turning in my creditors in the police force, as well as the assault at the hospital on January 20th. They're not going to investigate themselves here. And by the way, I was on the phone with Multnomah County last night. Idiots.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I really don't know, what to do about the crimes committed against you. And I really don't know. The only thing I can think of is if you could find a lawyer that's pro bono.
Sir, that's not okay. All right, that's the thing about an average adult. We can't get a pro bono lawyer. There aren't a bunch of pro bono lawyers. Nobody cares. That's why I keep getting blown off. Nobody cares.
Right.
All right. Am I supposed to take abuse every single day, having no money to go anywhere? I mean, literally, y'all are pushing me to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to commit suicide, I'm trying to get help stopping the abuse.
Do you need a place to stay?
I do.
Have you thought about, I know resources are so limited here, but have you thought about helping hands?
It's not about the resources being limited. It's about them being horribly wasted by people who are making me go through stuff like this.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have a friend or family member. All right, it's not okay to keep on victimizing me like this. I've been 6 months from one end of town to the other being taken advantage of by politics here. According to the mandated reporter training, which I am well aware of, all of these people, even if I'm trying to turn in their best friend at work, even if they're on the phone and I tell them that I need a mandated reporter, they're supposed to put down the phone and do something right away, and nobody has done that. That's why I'm running around after 6 months trying to turn in all of these places, because they're literally allowing anyone to harm me whenever they want.
Yeah. If you want, I could call out at Helping Hands and see if they got a bed out there for you, so you could have a warm bed and a shower and, rest. And if you're interested.
I am interested, but what I need to focus on right now is telling someone the crimes that have been committed against me and turning them in. I can't turn them in alone. I was sent to you guys because you're supposed to help me turn it in.
Yeah, the only thing is
to the mental health center because they're supposed to help me turn it in. I was sent to Northwest Seniors and Disabilities because they're supposed to help me turn it in. I was sent to Department of Health and Human Services because they're supposed to help me turn it in. But instead I get talked over. Nobody listens to me. Nobody cares. They just talk over me, everybody.
Can you tell me what crimes have been committed against you?
Yes, I can, but that's the thing is that I've been trying to do that, and I need people to understand that I need them to not redirect me or redirect what I'm saying or downplay what I'm saying or say I can't hear that or I can't hear this.
Right.
Natalie Bollinger getting shot in the head.
Okay.
Resulted in a lot of harm against me. It resulted in a lot of people who hate me. It resulted in me being separated from my friends and family, so I can't see them anymore. Meanwhile, many of them took advantage of me as well. That's what all the evidence in the car is. I can't do this in 30 minutes, and it's not okay to send me around for 6 years doing this. Some of the crimes against me include financial abuse, physical abuse, sexual assault, physical assault, verbal assault, gang stalking. That's the big one right there.
Yeah.
When you're on the news like that and you're autistic, they make you a target. The news doesn't care about the truth, neither do the cops. I was forced into homelessness because of my disabilities and very specifically because of Natalie's death. I was staying with Ken Wilson and Leah Zaplanski when Natalie was killed. Well, I was paying rent there. I was paying rent also in Chapel, Nebraska for low income. The lady who was running it, her name is Cindy. And here's the thing about trying to tell you is that you're not going to be able to make an effective or smart decision just based on what I'm saying, because I have communication difficulties, because I'm crunched for time. A lot of crimes have been committed against me, and I have to be afraid to turn them in because I'm forced to turn them into my predators.
Oh, I see.
I'm forced to turn in the crimes committed by the local police department here, but I'm forced to turn them in the local police department, who sends me to tfcc, who sends me to all these other places. No, it is all of your job to help me.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I'm threatened and harassed and intimidated. I get literally hundreds of harassment calls. I can show you just a couple of hundred of them on my phone. I have to try to call these places and make sure that it's recorded, because that's what the lawyers told me. They also told me that nobody's going to pick up my case without a friend or family member who cares. And the thing is, I don't have a friend or family member. I can only go to drug addicts.
Oh, I see.
It's not okay to victimize people by calling them mentally ill and denying them their rights to turn people in. And that's the thing, is that right now, I'd rather be utilizing the table to write down what I need to write down instead of expecting, well, it's not expecting me to write it down. I should be allowed a place where I can.
Right. Yeah, that's why I said I could get you a bed at Helping Hands, and they have plenty of room there for you to write. You be able to, but it's, and it's a nice facility.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
It's real clean out there. It's
two of the staff, and I was also told that it's mostly heroin addicts out there. So if you're not a heroin addict, you won't fit in.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I disagree with that. There's a very diverse population out there.
Well, I haven't been there.
If you want, I'll give them a call and see if they got a bed. And then, is this your number? 308.
Stop. Yes, that's my number.
Okay, I'll call them, and then if you want, I'm saying that if you need a place to work and a place to sleep, I can help you with that.
Yes,
And then
I started doing
this is the number here
that
for our therapist.
Chase. If you ask me a question, I need a few seconds to answer it.
Okay.
With as far as autism goes, I can't turn it off. When I go out there, I literally can't function. I will commit suicide if I'm stuck out there taking that abuse every day. I've taken it every day for 6 years. That includes the financial abuse, being sent to all these services for them to say it's not their job. I can't take care of myself.
Right.
I have no guardian. I have no advocate. People can do whatever they want to me. In this county alone, I've been victimized by every single service I've gone to. And when I go and try to turn them in, I'm sent to that service themselves to turn them in. And then they retaliate against me for it, and I have it recorded.
Mm-hmm. Are you telling me that if you go out these doors, you're going to commit suicide?
I'm telling you that if I can't get help stopping the abuse, I don't have a choice. And people won't hear that.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, rather than commit suicide, I'm trying to get help stopping abuse. I'm trying to get help stopping harassment. I'm trying to get help stopping the gang stalking. I'm trying to get help so that I can stop the abuse that I have to endure every day, because I was never allowed to go to my court dates, face my accusers. All of my rights have been completely destroyed, and instead of telling me I need a lawyer, I need a mandated reporter. Nobody's going to help me unless I have a friend or family member, and that's what agencies like the Department of Health and Human Services are supposed to help with. But not in a town like this. They've all committed felonies, and I've recorded them, including here at tfcc. It's not okay that I have to maintain a vehicle and my telephone without any assistance in it. That I have to go to places where it is unsafe for me to go, and
Right.
the recording, sorry, my back is killing me.
Oh, yeah.
The recording it, you know, I get treated like I'm predatory because I recorded. I'm not.
No, that's a constitutional right.
Yeah, but it wasn't treated that way and still isn't. A lot of people are pissed
Sure.
off because they were witnesses
Yeah.
to the fact that I tried to get help. It's not that I didn't try to get help, it's that literally I wasn't heard. I've got evidence of the crimes committed against me by a lot of people, but instead of me having to try to generalize it, because there's literally 6 years worth of it, crimes that do happen every day. I can't just go back out there to live in a parking lot, and I can't be stuffed into a facility where people aren't going to help me to do this and actually advocate for me. I can't do these things for myself. I've got hundreds of pieces of paper, but nobody ever assisted me in all the crimes and felonies that were committed to help my creditors get away. It needs to be shown that I was a victim and nobody would look. And I have that evidence and nobody will look at it. Nobody will look at it. None of these places will look at it. Not one police officer has ever tried to look at any of it. Not one mental health place has ever tried to look at any of it. Not one, ever.
Mm-hmm.
They all tell me it's not their job, it's somebody else's. The cops tell me it's mental health's job. Mental health tells me it's cops' job. I get sent to every single service here. Did you call this place? Did you call that place? I called everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking advantage of me because you get paid for it, actually pay attention to the fact that I'm disabled and I can't stop the abuse. And instead of me having to go to people who work with my predators closely, I need to be heard.
Right.
But only my predators are heard because of the term mentally ill. I got evidence of all sorts of people threatening to kill me and threatening to kill my friends and family. But do you think anybody will look at it? No, they want to send me to a bunch of services that literally make me just want to kill myself. Do you know what it's like being autistic when you can't see your friends and family? That makes you want to kill yourself. You know what it's like being autistic when you constantly have to move? That makes you want to kill yourself. You know what it's like being autistic when nobody will listen to you? All they'll do is text, and anything that you say they're going to interrupt before you're able to finish because you're some sort of autistic freaking retard in all of their minds. And then, of course, I get to the point where I'm talking 200 miles a minute because I'm trying to get what I have to say out, but I don't have the time because there's no mandated reporter there for my safety when I have to turn it in. Meanwhile, all these agencies are supposed to work together with law enforcement from the start when something happens. Instead of doing that, I'm running around in circles because everybody committed crimes. Everybody sent me to somebody else instead of sitting down with me and looking at the evidence and helping me to turn it in. I can't do it, and victimizing me for not being able to do it is not acceptable, and that does push people to suicide, and that is why I save the recordings.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I try to find a place where I can plug in my computer. My back is too screwed up for me to carry my backpack up and into the library anymore. I can't carry my backpack off from my car across the street to bring it in here. I literally cannot take care of myself, and I am literally victimized daily for it.
Do you want to go to the ER and get checked out?
Let me explain something to you. If I'm bullied to the point that I commit suicide, it's your fault.
Okay.
It's all of your fault for allowing the bullying. It's not that I want my life to end, it's that I want these bullies to stop. So I make sure that I explain that I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm trying to get help stopping these bullies, stopping the people who are trying to push me to suicide, stopping the people who are preventing me from seeing my loved ones.
I need to call my supervisor.
Yes, sir. I was assaulted at Tillamook Hospital on January 28th.
You were assaulted there?
Yes, sir. The lady, her name was Kathy, and she's from here, and she was there trying to get me to say that I was suicidal And when I refused, I said, I'm here because I need a mandated reporter. She got an attitude, got irate, and the doctor started, he came into the room and said, that's enough, started yelling and pushing and shoving, and not nicely either, like hard.
Mhm.
Instead of trying to kill myself, I tried to turn it in. Does it make sense to you that people out here being victimized who have no friends or family?
I totally understand that.
Circle.
Like I said, I was homeless for 5 years. I know what it's like living on the streets. And, you know, and I was, miserable. I had a lot of trauma in my life, and, I can empathize with that. But what concerns me is, you know, I understand, your frustration with this, but my concern is that I don't want you to go out and commit suicide. I want you to find someplace that's safe.
And that's the
To
thing,
be-
that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years, but there's no safe place for me to be without a guardian,
Right.
without an advocate, without either a friend or a family member who cares.
I mean, do you want me to call Helping Hands and see if they got a bed out there?
Yes.
Okay.
The other thing is that if I can't turn in these predators, then they will inevitably.
You can leave
push
anytime you
me to
want
suicide.
there. You don't have to stay out there. You could stay one
I
night
know,
if you
I'm
don't
not
like it.
talking about Helping Hands, I'm
Okay.
talking about the bullies, the fact that I was separated from my friends and family, the fact that everywhere that I go, instead of trying to get educated on autism, they're educated in ignoring us, they're educated in talking over us and belittling us, berating us,
Right.
and making us feel unimportant.
Right.
For me to be put through the rigor that I have, because instead of doing their jobs as mandated reporters, these places want to commit Medicare fraud, and that is what TFCC and tcchc have done. I've
Yeah,
sat there
that's
for
way
advocacy.
above me. I have no idea.
Well, that's why I try to turn it in. There's a lot of crimes that are committed against me. This is all very expensive for me, and it's all very expensive for the taxpayers. And at the end of the day, I'm still out there homeless, being victimized
Right.
over crimes that I didn't commit.
Did you say you had your own car?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you didn't, I could get one of the company cars and take you out there, but.
The severe safety issue is that I can't move. I can't. There's a lady named Vicky Rain, and she ripped me off for quite a bit, and it wasn't a matter of her trying to rip me off for a bunch of money. It was a matter of her having a control issue and having multiple personalities. I had to stay with a meth dealer in Virginia who was overdosing on methamphetamines and digging through his own poop for the bag that he was literally overdosing on.
Right.
Meanwhile, I can't go turn in my predators because I'll automatically get treated like I'm on drugs or mentally ill.
Right.
My physical disabilities are ignored, my mental disabilities are ignored, and the abuse is ignored. So the thing is, how much abuse does somebody have to go through? How much neglect is enough? I'm already physically incapable of taking care of myself because of repeated assaults.
Right.
Primarily by law enforcement. Instead of people looking it up, it's my word versus theirs. Everything is verifiable that I'm saying. It's all in the evidence. But without an advocate, it doesn't matter because I won't be heard. I'll be talked over same as I am here.
Yeah.
When it comes to pushing people to suicide, that's exactly how you do it. It isn't the abuse that leads to suicide, it's the neglect by your trusted adults.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that I don't state things improperly or incorrectly, but allowing an at-risk adult to be abused over and over again out on the streets, when we can't take care of ourselves or defend ourselves, that results in a lot of things being stolen.
Right.
Also, going to services that are just blowing us off and throwing us to the wind, that's not acceptable either. when it comes to this number right here, Keely number, I'm here for advocacy and to turn in crimes safely to the police. I can't do that yet. I can't do it. I go to mandated reporters because it is their job. Now, some of the people who have assaulted me are in this state, some of them are not. But the majority of people that I need to turn in are people who work here at TFCC, over at tcchc, over at Department of Health and Human Services, Northwest Senior and Disabilities, and of course the local police. But I also have to turn in crimes that were committed in the Hood River in the Dalles, Oregon. And literally nobody's following the law. Nobody. I'm the only one trying to follow the law.
Right.
That's not okay. I do get disability. I'm not capable of taking care of myself. I am in a state of crisis. I can't take care of myself. No matter how many times I say that, people don't understand that I can't take care of myself. I've got injuries to my legs from officers. I've got injuries to my back from officers. I've got injuries to my wrists from officers. I've got injuries to my shoulder from I don't know where. I've got multiple injuries in my back. There's also the fact that no matter what, when I have to turn in predators who've committed crimes against me, felonies against me, nobody helps me. They take advantage of me and send me to other people. These are felonies committed against an at-risk adult. Nobody has the right to prevent me from having access. And the fact that police and the crimes that they have committed in this town and others has resulted in me not having that access. The fact that I'm a man means that I'm blown off and nobody's going to pay any attention to me. I'm not pretty enough.
If you want, I'll call Helping Hands for you.
Yes, sir.
And that way you've got a safe place to work on your case.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll call you. It should be about 20 minutes. All right.
When people are suicidal, there's always a reason.
Yeah,
There's a big difference
it's
between
really
trying to get
important.
help and trying to kill yourself. And I don't try to kill myself unless I have to talk to the police alone, or I get locked up for trying to turn in my predators. That will lead just about anybody to suicide after going through what I've been through. So I make sure I try to cover my bases and keep myself safe from police retaliation. If that doesn't work, then I'm forced to go talk to the police who harm me. I'm not allowed to have emotions. I'm not allowed to tell about my abuse or I'll be abused more. There's also the fact that these programs are supposed to be national. I can't take care of myself. I can't do the paperwork. I'm going to get my things taken away again because I can't even do the paperwork to get my disability. I don't have the money to do that. Everything that I have gets spent before I ever get it.
Well, I think that therapist can help you with getting your is it SSDI?
I already have that stuff. The problem is that it's not enough to live on with all of the hell that I'm going through.
Right.
I'm told to go to all these resources. If I want this to ever end, all right, if I want the harassment and the threats and the repeatedly being forced to move somewhere else, never being allowed to turn in crimes against me, always having to turn it into my predators or their friends or bosses. You know what it would be like? I've been raped, and I'm going through this, and I can tell you this is worse than rape, and I'm not the only one. It's not okay for police officers to victimize people, ever, especially not for being afraid. So I need a caseworker who's gonna help me to turn this in. I'm not capable of doing it myself. There's too much and everyone refuses to look.
Okay.
You know, I spent all my money. I don't have any more money this month. I've gone everywhere that I've been told. I have to use my gas to charge up my phone. It's horrible.
Yeah. Let me get to work on this, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me, I'll call Helping Hands and see if they got a bed. And then if they do you know where it's at? I can give you the address.
I can look it up on the internet if they're open.
Yeah, okay. It's you know where the blimp hangar is out there, the air museum.
Yeah.
It's real close to there.
Will I
It's
ever
like
have
right
to
next
leave?
to it. What's that?
Will I ever have to leave?
It's not a locked facility. You can come as you want. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying if you wanted to go and rest up and take care of your body and
Yeah, I'm
and
totally
then work on
down.
your case.
I tried that before. I had to go to CARE and a bunch of other places that called out there for me, and you know, I need the abuse to stop.
Yep, I understand. And being on the street, I know it's there's a lot of trauma involved.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that instead of people recognizing it as trauma, my predators are the only ones that spoke.
Right.
I've got all the evidence that they lied, but nobody will look at it because it's not their job, it's not their job, it's not their job.
Yeah. Okay, let me call out there and then I'll give you a call. Is this your number?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I'll call you.
Oh, fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Fuck every person in this country. All of you. Every goddamn one. Those of you from foreign countries watching this channel. What the hell kind of fucking stupid dolt-ass cunts are you? I'm here for entertainment. Never gonna speak up. You can speak up anywhere. But you're not gonna, because it's just entertainment for you too. I ain't Johnny Depp. Put a bullet in my skull, you fuckers. There's shit like that this morning that makes people suicidal. That shit this afternoon makes people suicidal. On the bright side, got my wallet back. Oh yeah, these people are really gonna do their fucking jobs, you fucking idiots. You're all a bunch of fucking skeezy goddamn pieces of shit. Every fucking goddamn one of you fucking whoreholes. Male or female makes no difference to me. You're stupid shits. The reason you stupid shits are on your own is because you don't lift a goddamn finger when it comes to speaking up for anybody else. How do you get off thinking people owe it to you to speak up for you? These guys are all useless pieces of shit. Now that guy's from Multnomah County. He doesn't realize how fucked it is yet, but he'll learn. Welcome to KKK territory. On the bright side, I know what scares the KKK. Also, I know where they hang out and where they mingle. As a Nebraskan, I come with a pretty decent understanding of explosives and firearms. Now, why don't I have a bunch of explosives and firearms? You're all fucking pieces of shit. Every goddamn one of you. You notice how they sidestep all the questions. They're all bitches just like you. Cowardice will not be tolerated. On the bright side, the worst you have to fear from me is a filthy fucking goddamn mouth. What you gotta fear from Ted Bollinger is a methed out motherfucker with a gun who rapes his own kids. You think your kids are safe? Fucking stupid. I'm not sure if you noticed how hard I've tried to get myself locked up and for them to throw away the key. They don't fucking get it. Comes from mental retardation. Nobody made you mentally retarded. Oh, there's Jaden. Oh. Nope, that's a lady with a man bun. I gotta remember who I'm dealing with here. A bunch of world-class pieces of shit. I gotta remember that I have to be more selfish and more evil than these son of a bitches to protect my friends and family. With these people not willing to look and not willing to listen, not willing to try to understand,
not willing to invest the time. They put us at risk. But I guess we'll call this retarded lady. Well, that ain't right. What's this one say? Says, this is Lines for Life. After your most recent call, you agreed to take our survey. Please watch for another text soon. Fuck off! Says, we're available 24/7 if you need to talk again. Take care. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Hi, you reached Kylie Petrie, adult abuse investigator for Tillamook County. I can't get to my phone right now, but please leave me a message, as this is a confidential voicemail, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If this is a life-threatening emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Ma'am, I'm abused by police, so calling 911 doesn't work. That's why I'm in a state of panic. I'm in a state of panic and I'm autistic. My name is Sean Schwartz. I'm supposed to set up an appointment with you, but it needs to be done fast, ma'am. It is not okay to victimize somebody into moving over and over and over again. It's not okay for somebody out here on the streets to have to go to these drug addicts for help. It's not okay for us to be sent to our predators for help. I'm supposed to have an appointment on the 25th, but ma'am, I'm out here being victimized every day. Oh, fuck the police. Fuck every goddamn one of them. Fuck all of you pieces of shit. I just want to make sure I say that one more time. Fuck all of you pieces of shit. Every goddamn one of you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Just saying.